Hey everybody, it's time for a new folding stove since I cannibalized mine for the last video. Anyway, today we're taking a look at the XYCING Foldable Isobutane Camp Stove. Alright, this isn't a review about this, but if you guys remember a few videos back, I chopped up one stove similar to this to make this here, and this is just my, strainer stove here, and I put the isobutane stove on the bottom. I did get rid of the bolts. I just used the tent pegs for it now. It's much simpler to use. But anyway, beyond that, this is what I got to replace it. And the reason I got to replace it is because it's the most affordable one out there that looked decent. And it definitely has this honeycomb design for some reason, puts out an amazing flame. I don't know if it's just how it works or whatever, but it really does work well. You'll notice it's a little discolored now because I did fire it up once to make sure it worked for the video. They are 18 bucks. That's pretty darn affordable. I've looked around at some of the other ones and they were way more expensive and they really didn't seem to put out the kind of flame. When I saw reviews on them, they didn't seem to put out that kind of flame that this thing does. So what I wanted was something that could boil really fast but also simmer. And this is a good cross between the two of them. So this has a burning temperature up to 1200 degrees. It's 3000 watts. 10.6 ounces. It's foldable, of course. I will show you how to put it away in a second. Before we cook with it, we are going to cook a meal with it. The honeycomb mesh design. Now, this is what they say. It has a wind deflector with a concentrated flame combustion. It saves gas up to 30%. And the windshield here, around the outside, is supposedly supposed to help. I don't know if that would help much in a really strong wind, especially the winds we have out here are really gusty. But you can always make your own or buy one. They're very simple to make. It does have the piezoelectric ignition. It does work, actually. I have tested it. Stainless steel body. You got a 15.75 inch braided steel tube here. There's your tube for your gas. And it does seem to be sticking up. I can't get it to sit flat. That's probably because of the way I put it away in there. It has a double leak-proof gas cartridge connector. So you've got two seals in there, one on the inside, in the inside O-ring and the outside O-ring. That is real brass. It's got 3 foldable sturdy support arms on the outside here. So you can hold up to 18 liters of water on that if you want to. It says that's what it'll support. It'll probably support a little bit more than that. It is a fairly sturdy, heavy-duty stove. And that's one of the reasons I like these. Aside from having the canister remote so you can kind of keep it warm or whatever, or tip it upside down, instead of having the canister right on top of the stove, in cold conditions, that's a real benefit to be able to keep the canister a little warmer, even if you keep it in your hands, because they will kind of burn slower once they get cold. And another neat thing too here is this sits a lot lower to the ground, so if it's on kind of not so stable ground, the lower center of gravity will make sure it stays pretty low to the ground and stable. So the materials are stainless steel and copper. The unfolded size is 5.8 inches by 3.4 inches. Folded size, 2.8 inches by 3.4. Like we said before, it's got 3000 watts of power. The control handle here is copper alloy. Takes isobutane and weighs about 10.6 ounces, 10.60 ounces. And that's about it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make some coffee, and then we're going to make some eggs and bacon, and see if we can do the bacon at a low enough temperature where I don't get a big, huge flame. And we're even making it a little more difficult on ourselves because we are going to be using a titanium pan, and they're horrible for cooking stuff at low temperatures. They're good for boiling stuff, but they're not the best for that. So let me set everything up, and we'll make some breakfast. So we're going to be using the Thrive powdered egg mix. We'll mix that up on camera. I'll show you how easy that is to use, and it really works well. And we're going to be using this Luxada titanium pan. This has been used a lot in my channel, and I do want to let you guys know, when I reviewed this, it did really, really well. It has warped over time, so it's not the most steady kind of thing. It's got a little bit of a warp in the bottom, and it wasn't used over crazy high heat or anything like that. So, it might be worth a little bit more to spend some money on a better pan, but it does work. So that's what we're going to be doing the bacon in. I'm not even going to put any kind of lubricant in here. I'm just going to put the bacon in, and we're going to turn this on as low as I possibly can and kind of move things together here. Alright, we're just cooking 4 pieces of it, making a little breakfast. Now this is how you'll ignite it. You'll turn on the gas here, and you see what kind of a flame that puts out. But here's the cool part. You can get that really, really low. There we go. You can get that really, really low. See how low that is? So that's what we're going to cook the bacon on. We're going to see if we can do it really, really, really low and not burn the heck out of the bacon. So I'm going to need to move this around a little bit while I'm cooking. So we're going to try that out, and then we'll mix up our eggs. So far, with this stove being able to simmer at such a low heat, this has actually worked out pretty well. I mean, we got a piece of bacon cooked already. Kind of have to keep an eye on it, but that's true with any kind of bacon cooking you're going to be doing. You got to keep an eye on it so you don't burn it, but it's really done well for that low of a simmer, and it hasn't splattered too much bacon grease everywhere. I'm kind of worried about it getting on my camera lens because that's a pain in the butt to clean off. So for the coffee, what we're going to be using is the Nutrient Survival Vitamin Coffee. I'll put a link down below if you're interested in checking them out. They have some really good nutrient-packed foods. And this is just going to be instant coffee, nothing fancy. I'm going to put this in here, and this is actually my titanium coffee press, but we're just going to use this to heat up the water, and I'll just dump it in there when I'm done with this. I want to cook the bacon first, and then while we're boiling the water, we will cook the eggs. We'll mix the eggs up, and I'll show you how that works for the Thrive eggs. There we go, it's about done. So, let me bring you back when we put the water on and the bacon's all finished, and I'll show you what we got. Alright, so we got the coffee water on now. We're going to see how fast that will go. Yes, it's very, very loud once it gets rolling. And for those of you wondering, I'm using a bigger gas can back here. You can use these, they fit just as well. I just happen to have a big one here because it's easier than going shopping every other day for another one of these. So, let's let that run, and we'll make some coffee, and then we'll come back and do the eggs. Alright, I got boiling water in there. I'm going to turn this off. There we go. Alright, so this will be hot. I know we tested this titanium thing before and said, oh wow, it's not hot on the side there. So I'm going to push that down, and we're going to put our vitamin coffee in here. There is quite a bit in these, so you can get a lot more coffee than the little tiny Nescafe instance or the Taster's Choice instance, and that's by Nutrient Survival. They have a whole bunch of food, so I will put a link down below. You can check them out. Whole bunch of nutrient-packed healthier survival food. Okay, that's done. Now, next up is we're going to do the eggs. I'm going to move this down here. Put that there. And put that there for now. And we'll mess with that in a second. I want to show you how to do the Thrive eggs. For those of you that haven't watched my channel in the past, they're very, very simple. I kind of eyeball them. I don't really do them exactly like the recipe says. What I will do here is go in. That's your egg powder in there. Okay, and I'll just go in and get, like, you know, a couple of spoonfuls, and I add water until you get the same consistency as, say, scrambled eggs. That's a whole lot. Maybe, yeah, that's good. That's good. So I'll just add some water, and these are really awesome to carry on the trail. So light, you know, you're carrying basically dehydrated next to nothing, you know. There you go. Getting a little bit better. Still kind of thick. I want the consistency of scrambled eggs. And I'd say that's pretty close. So, there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the bacon grease, and I'm going to cook this with the bacon grease on it. And we're going to use that to cook the eggs with. I'm going to relight the stove and bring you right back. Alright, putting that back on there. There we go. We got it nice and low. Remember, you don't need to use the full power of every camp stove you get. There you go. Alright, so I'm just cooking it in the bacon grease there. We're going to see how this comes out. I'm going to try and scrape up some of that bacon grease into my eggs. We're going to see how this comes out. And I really do like the Thrive eggs. They had these in stock the other day, so you may want to check back. And again, when you go to my Thrive site, if you want to see what's in stock, there's a banner that runs right across the top that says this is the easiest way to check to see what's in stock. That's the picker page. You can go there, you can look and see what's in stock and what isn't. So it makes it a whole lot easier. Okay, so that's the Thrive eggs we're working on over there. In the meantime, I'm going to pour myself a cup of coffee here. And try not to burn my fingers. There we go. The eggs seem to be coming along nicely. And you wouldn't, honestly, I've served these to people and they didn't even know that they were freeze-dried eggs. These aren't the typical kind of freeze-dried eggs that are nasty. You know, some of them really aren't that great. These are actually really good. So, we'll get that going there. And once that's all done, bring you back and we'll try everything out. Alright, so we got ourselves a really quick, easy, good breakfast here. And it seems the burner was able to burn both on high and low. So we're going to try it out, check it out. I did burn the center there with a little bit. That was just some leftover liquid with the eggs in it. So let's try out the eggs. Came out awesome. Bacon's perfect too. There you go. Didn't want to let you guys listen to me chew for 10 minutes. There you go. You got a nice breakfast. Some decent coffee. All with that little burner. Oh, that Nutrient coffee is so good. Yeah, you can take this. What I like about these is you got like 2 cups of coffee per each one of these. And it's a little bit bigger, a little bit better. So you got a really decent breakfast here. Cooked on this little tiny burner. And so far I'm pleased with it. I haven't done like a boil time or anything because I know it's fairly quick. I mean, that 2 cups of water there only took about 3 minutes, if that. And I didn't even have it all the way up. So really, really pleased with it. So I'm going to finish up my breakfast and I'll bring you back. And I'll give you the final information on the burner and where to pick one up. All right, really quick, I want to show you how to put that away. Everything's done, cleaned up, finishing up my coffee. This guy will just go away. You'll fold the sides in. And he will fold into that orange case that was in the previous part of the video. I'll show you that over here. This guy here. So he's just gonna, sides are just gonna fold in on him. There we go. For some reason that first one was giving me a little bit of trouble, but it folded right in eventually. Don't know why. I'm gonna put this in like this. Kind of try to get it down as small as possible. And you're gonna put it inside this case. And that's it. That's really it. It's that simple. Cover it up and you're good to go. So, for 18 bucks, you got yourself a really decent stove. And it can simmer as well as boil water really, really quickly. So I'm pleased with it. I'm really, really happy with it. We were able to cook eggs and bacon with it. And that was the Thrive scrambled eggs there. Made some of the instant coffee with the Nutrient Survival coffee. Definitely check Nutrient Survival out. They're a new company. They have food in stock right now. And I know between Thrive and between how long it's taking for other companies that I've shown on here to ship out orders, Nutrient's got stuff in stock ready to go, so check them out. I will put a link down below where you can check them. But I also will put a link to this guy here, this little stove, the XYCING Foldable Isobutane Camp Stove. And I think for 18 bucks it's definitely a good deal. I needed to replace the one that I tore apart, so heck, you know, why not go with something that I think is a little bit more versatile. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out our links down below. Like I said, the Nutrient Survival link, our Amazon affiliate store link down there. I try to put everything that I review in the store, and this guy will be in there too. This stove will be in there. I try to put everything I review in the store right there, so check that out. Don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link. As I said, across the top, there'll be that banner to say check for status of what's in stock, and you can do that really easily. And don't forget to check out our preparewithiridium.com. That's our Food for Patriots link. Preparewithiridium.com. Definitely a good time to start getting prepared. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.